What's good, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Smoking and Grilling. And today, you guys seen the thumbnail, ain't no need me to hype it up, nothing like that. You know what I'm doing. I'm grilling the Cowboy Steak. Some people call it the Tomahawk. Whatever it is, it's a big steak. Hey, so I'm getting ready to show you guys in this video just how easy it is to do, you know what I mean, and take you guys through the process and show you. Hey, I don't want to over talk this. Really, I don't. Listen, you talking about simplifying some stuff. Hey, that I'm gonna do. Hey, so look, I'm getting ready to show you guys, show you the ingredients. With that being said, let me go ahead and just break right into this steak, show you these ingredients, and let's get on that grill. Now, I know usually when I go over my ingredients, you know, I have the little bowls all over the place, you know, stuff like that, right? Hey, but when you wanna talk about making a good steak, listen, all we gonna use is salt, right? That's kosher salt. And we gonna put some pepper on it. But I'm not gonna put no pepper on it right off the bat. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and salt it. But the first thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna be using my meat stick. You gotta get one, you don't have to get one of these, but I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna explain all of that next week. But this right here gets inserted in here. I'm gonna just give you the gist. I insert this in here, and it has this little line right here, right? You guys might not be able to see that. Let's see. See if I can get it to focus on this line right here. There's a line right there, right? You insert it into the meat in the middle, so it'll go in about that deep. Listen, we want to cook by the internal temperature. So now you guys are gonna find out, when you ask me about the time, it's not about the time, it's really about the internal temp and what we're trying to achieve. If you're using something like this, you know, like an instant read or something like that, when you use these, that means you gotta go take the hood off of your, take the lid off of your, you know, your cure or whatever, and then you letting the heat out. Same thing that we say when we using a crock pot. If you open it or you looking, you ain't cooking. Same thing when it comes to barbecue. Let me just trim this up a little bit, and we'll go from there. I'll just put the trimmings right here. This little piece right here. Now, look, one of the things I'm gonna tell you right now will be key is that, listen, you wanna start with room temperature meat. Hey, that right there is monumental. I mean, you know what, just for the video, I'm looking for like the presentation. This is the only reason why I'm taking all of this off. If I wasn't doing that, I'd be cooking it too. Cause listen, all of this right here, this that flavor that be on that meat. But right now, what I'm doing is, let's just say I'm dressing her up to be pretty. This is for all the new people. You can see all of this. This is what we call marbling. That's all the fat that's inside the meat. This is where it becomes juicy, and that's where you get your flavor from. So let me just go around, look around it. If I like what I see, I'm just gonna leave it alone, then we're gonna put some salt on it, right? We're gonna let the salt extract some of that moisture out of it. And then while it's doing that, I'm gonna leave it right here in this kitchen. I'm gonna go outside and we're gonna go ahead and get our, coals going. Okay, now look, this time I'm using my gold, you know, kettle grill. So listen, I got the heat over here on this side right here. So this is where the heat is. So this would be direct heat. And remember, on the right side of this is what we call indirect heat. Hey, that's important. This is all gonna tie into, and I'm gonna fully explain it and show you how it all works, you know, once we get to that part, when I show you how to, you know, properly, you know, use a grill, period. Now, again, I'm gonna just say it one more time. This side is fire, that side is no fire. We gonna cook on this side almost like we do the oven. Over here, this is almost like Burger King, you guys. We gonna put it over the flame. It's almost like a charbroil / sear, all right? Real simple. So now I'm getting ready to show you the meat. Yeah, you know what, let's just look at the meat. Now, as I'm bringing, you know, my fire up to temp, I just put on a piece of post oak because we want to have that smoky flavor, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pat this. I got me some paper towels, right? So you just want to pat it. And then earlier I should have said this, don't worry about how much salt you put on there. This is a big piece of meat, and it's not really about, you know, like the saltiness taste to it. It's more so about drawing some of this moisture out. You know what I mean? Hey, and it adds to the flavor too. And the reason I didn't put the pepper on there, because pepper does give it like a little darker color. Hey, but it tastes great. Now, I'm gonna take my meat thermometer, and remember I told you guys it has this little ring right here. That's how deep you go with the meat. So, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna divide it into half, about what I think half is, and then what we're gonna do is we just gonna insert it in like this. Because look, we're not cooking by time, we're cooking by an internal temperature. And the internal temperature we want to reach right now, we want to reach 125. Once we reach 125, we're going to take it off. I'm going to raise the fire, and then we're going to put a sear on it. We're going to get it to look real, real pretty. But right now I got it like this, so you guys can see. All right, I got it holding back 350 degrees, right? So it's holding that temp. So I got my vent here adjusted and the vent on the bottom adjusted just fine. So what I'm gonna do is take this off. We're gonna go ahead and put the steak on the indirect. That means no fire underneath it. And we're gonna go ahead and just start monitoring it with our meat stick app. And we just gonna wait till we reach that temperature. And once we reach the temperature, which is 125 degrees, then we're gonna take it off. And we're gonna let it, like simmer down just a little bit as I bring the coals back up so we can put that sear on it. So, check this out. Okay, so now, when you get your steak, you can see right there, that's the direct zone. We wanna put our steak down on the indirect side, right? No heat underneath. Put your lid on and you wanna maintain your heat at about 350 degrees, until your meat stick or whatever you're using tells you it's done. And then when it's done, it looks like that, not like I'll just say that's not the prettiest steak, right? But no worries. We take that, put that off to the side, and I'm using my sausage hanger right there. I'm just using that just to stoke the fire, right? So look, I just want to move some of the coals around, make sure that I can get some air underneath them. And then if you look down there, you see where those arrows are? I got my vents on the bottom of my Weber kettle grill wide open so we can get maximum airflow coming up from the bottom. You know what I mean? So that way we can get a nice intense heat. We looking for somewhere between 450 degrees and 500. Now, after it's kind of settled in, you can see the flame underneath it. What I do is I put my steak on top of the fire now because we looking for a sear. Now we put it on there and we just want to sear for about 2 minutes. I set a timer for exactly 2 minutes, right? And then if I get flare-ups like that, I just reposition the steak. But you want to do 2 minutes on each side, especially with a steak this big, right? So then we flip it over, and you can see I had a fire over to the right, so I put it off to the left. Now the drippings, the fat from the steak is what you get those flare-ups from. But it's okay. If we got to move it around, it's all right. We just want to get 2 minutes on each side. Once we got that, there you have it. That's what it looks like. Now, what about the edges? That should give you, hey, now you know. Listen, we gonna sear that too. Listen, we've been looking for that crust. That crust is what we pay for when we go to these high-end restaurants. But there you have it. That is a nicely seared tomahawk or cowboy steak. All right, so this is the final. And I want you guys to look right here. You can see where the juices are, like pooling up right here. Listen, it's very, very important. Look, we're gonna start at the basics. I gotta say, you gotta let your meat rest. I like to let mine rest anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. So after I pulled it off from being seared, and this dark right part right here, man, that's gonna be flavor. But this right here is just to show you guys just how easy it is to make. And don't ask me no times, you guys, listen, because listen, we cook by internals. That's the most important thing, especially when you fool it with this steak. So let me go ahead and move all of this right now. And I tell you what, let's just go ahead and cut it. Let me move this. All right, let me get a better angle. Now you can see all of the juices right here, on here. That's just from letting it rest. You know what I mean? A lot of it, because it's kind of tight, so what it does is it relaxes, it loses some of the juice, but it's still, some of it goes back up into this steak. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trace it like this. And go ahead and just do like that. Now with that meat left on that bone, I can just tell you this, my dog Bosco, you're gonna enjoy himself tonight. All right, now you can see right here, I'm just starting to make cuts. All right, look at that juice that comes out of there. Let me just say this. Listen, when you're dealing with a steak, it is best, and this is a common mistake, it is best to, time it so that all your food is ready, and then when you finish resting, then you can go ahead and, serve your steak. You just make your cuts, and it'll be at its most juiciest, as you can see right there. That right there is a restaurant style, medium rare. Hey, nothing wrong with that, you guys. And then for those of you guys that don't like it, you can just put your slice in a pan and just, fry it. So tell me what you guys think. You know what? I know a lot of you guys out there, listen, including myself. I used to always say, hey, I'm not eating no red meat. Hey, listen, it's not blood, you guys. Listen, it's just a meat, and it's natural. Hey, I can't really even explain it. I ain't got all them scientific words for you, and not even gonna fake it. You know what? All I can tell you is you guys gotta just cook it like this. You could taste that flavor from that grill. You know what I mean? That smokiness in there. Oh man. And listen, the juice is all over. But for you guys that cannot, you know, eat it like that. If it's something mental, you know, when you look at it, you're like, I just can't do it. All you gotta do is make it this way because other people might, you know what I mean? That way you don't take the steak too far. And then what you can do is get yourself a cast iron skillet. That works best, or any skillet. Just put yourself a little butter in there. And after you cut your slices, just go ahead and put it in there and cook it to how you like it. You know, but listen, at least give this a try. I'm gonna cover all of that again, you know, next week. But right now, look, I done already tasted it. I ain't even gonna fake it. I done ate 3 slices of this already. But I'm gonna go ahead and take it and do it like this. Hey, this is probably more so the way you guys probably wanna see it. This is one of the end pieces right here. Ooh wee. Oh man. Hold on. Hey, listen, this is fire. That's all I can say. You gotta give it a try. And like I said, if you can't, we hit that skillet. You can cook it like you like it. And one thing you guys didn't see is, look, after I let it rest and I cut it and I sliced it all right, I went ahead and took a couple of pinches of that kosher salt and just sprinkled it all over there. Man, that flavor, oh my goodness. And I hit it with a little bit of that black pepper also. Hey, so let me just say this. Listen, if you're new to my channel, let me just go ahead and say, hey, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And with that being said, you guys, I can barely wrap this up because all I'm thinking about is, you know, getting me a couple of more of these slices. I got some mashed potatoes. Oh yeah. Hey, with that being said, you guys, I'm out of here. Peace.